Thank you very much.
What's so special about tonight? What's so special about tonight's performance for you? What makes it so great? What makes it such a great night for you?
It's a reunion, and I'm honored that the world appreciates my art. I'm very honored.
Never. Are you excited to be back with your brothers? Yeah, excited? All of us? Elizabeth, how great is Michael as a man? You know him well as a person. How great is he as a man?
Well, he's one of my closest friends, and we know more about each other probably than any two people. And I love him, and he loves me.
I'm constantly upset by what people say. I mean, first of all, granted, you take everything with a grain of salt, and there are many things said about me that are unkind that I don't find pleasurable. But so many people really don't know him, and they don't give him a chance, and they're so ready to criticize. And I think what happens is when you see genius, and when you see a talent that is just unstoppable and untouchable, the first reaction people have is to criticize it because it scares them, it threatens them, and in order to augment their own self-worth, they feel that they have to belittle him. And, he's a sensitive human being who, all of the negativity really, it does affect him and it hurts him.
So just leave me alone, girl, leave me alone.
By doing that, this is their time for this. And this you should not do. You should not say he's an animal. Should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson. Wacko Jacko. Where'd that come from? Some English tabloid. I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice. Don't do it. I'm not a wacko. There's a time when I give a concert, I like to have as many people want to come can come and enjoy the show. And there's a time where you like to be in private when you put on your pajamas, go to sleep, cut off the light, ding, and lay down. That's your private space. You go in the park. I can't go in the park, though. So I create my own park at Neverland, my own water space, my movie theater, my theme park. That's all for me to enjoy. I don't want paparazzi, really. But if they come, be kind. Write the right kind thing to write.
When film director Steven Spielberg publicly criticized Michael for using anti-Semitic lyrics, the King of Pop was forced to make a public apology, denying prejudice towards anyone. But by this point, the media had begun a feeding frenzy that was to culminate in what remains one of the major scandals of pop history. In 2003 came headlines that shook the world and stunned his fans. 9 separate charges of child molestation were brought against Michael. And this time he was to appear in court under the scrutiny of the world press. A furious flurry of claims and denials and counter-allegations followed. Everyone had opinions about the testimony and the witnesses as the drama was played out in California.
Please keep an open mind and let me have my day in court. I deserve a fair trial like every other American citizen. I will be acquitted and vindicated when the truth is told.
I'd like to let the world know that I'm behind my son. I don't believe any of this stuff that's being written about him because I raised him and I know him, and that's just a statement people are making.
We support our brother wholeheartedly, and we stand by his side, and we're in the process of planning a trip with the whole family to visit him.
The case was dubbed the trial of the century and gained global notoriety, not only because of Jackson's fame, but also because of the antics outside of the courtroom. Trial began, hordes of Michael supporters held vigil for their hero outside the courthouse. When Michael arrived at court, he jumped on top of his SUV and began dancing. After 2 months, 85 witnesses, and 500 pieces of evidence, the prosecution rested its case against Michael Jackson. On June the 13th, 2005, Michael was found not guilty and completely cleared of all charges. His fans wildly celebrated his acquittal.
I would like to thank the fans around the world. I would like to thank the fans around the world for your love and your support from every corner of the earth. My family, who's been very supportive, my brother Randy, who's been incredible. I want to thank the community of Santa Maria. I want you to know that I love the community of Santa Maria very much. It's my community. I love the people. I will always love the people. My children were born in this community. My home is in this community. I will always love this community from the bottom of my heart. That's why I moved here. Thank you very much.
Long after the headlines died, thousands of celebrity watchers and pop music fans continue their obsession with this charismatic star. But after restless but reclusive wanderings in the deserts of Bahrain, in Ireland, England and France, where will Michael go next?
It is my pleasure, it is my honor to be here in South Africa. I love you people very much. I've had the time of my life here. I've had so much fun. I hate to leave. And I'm definitely looking for a home here to buy, because I would love to spend the rest of my life here. And we are definitely coming in January. And this is a wonderful, lovely man, and I love Nelson Mandela very much. And thank you for all your hospitality and all your love. Thank you very much.
Welcome Michael Jackson and Uri Geller to the pitch of Exeter City Football Club.
Michael, why did you want to come to this off in play?
Pardon?
Why did you want to come and visit Parliament?
Visit my wonderful friends, Lord
No, that's a good answer. Yeah. He's a politician as well.
And to educate me about this whole incredible thing.
Tell him about Gravel. He knows more about Guy Fawkes than probably.
Guy Fawkes?
Well, what
tried to blow up the House of the Parliament.
He certainly did.
But why is that celebration?
Well, we celebrate the fact that he didn't succeed. Okay. Okay, we'll see
All right,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Pardon?
What are you hoping to see here?
Gee, I don't know. I haven't been in yet.
Throughout his career, Michael Jackson has always found time to dedicate himself to a vast array of charitable organizations.
Are we blind to the fact that our children are raging against the indifference, crying out against the abandonment, of thundering against the neglect? Heal the Kids is about doing something about making a difference and trying to help adults and parents realize that it is our power to change the world that our children live in.
What inspires me about Michael is that his humanitarian efforts. I mean, as somebody like me, my work in Somalia just brought me to the fringe of what's happening in that country. I mean, as a humanitarian, we don't have a better spokesperson for Heal the World like Michael Jackson. I'm shocked and inspired by him as a humanitarian. I cannot say more than, about Michael about that way.
Heal the World became one of the best-selling singles of all time. In 1995, Heal the World would become the title of Michael's charity, raising millions for worthy causes, and Michael continues to strive to improve the lives of children everywhere. One of these was a young boy named Ryan, who was diagnosed with the AIDS virus.
I saw a very sincere Michael, and somebody that, it's strange after Ryan died, I asked Michael, I said, well, what is it that connected you and Ryan? And he said, you know, most people can't get over the awe of who I am, so nobody can ever act normal around me. He said, Ryan knew how I wanted to be treated because that's how he wanted to be treated. Ryan spent 5 days with Michael in 1990, right before his death, and Ryan was so worried about being a burden to Michael. Because he couldn't hardly walk, he was very ill, and they did a lot of fun things. And the first night I said, well, what did you do? And he said, well, we spent 3 hours watching Three Stooges movies. I mean, this was something that Ryan loved comedy, so does Michael. They went shopping, and I said, you know, who drove? And he said, well, Michael drove the Bentley. And I said, Michael drove himself? And, yeah, me and Michael went shopping. With Ryan's death, it's very, very hard. I have formed a Ryan White Foundation dealing with adolescents, dealing with all kinds of adolescents, whether you have AIDS, whether you don't have AIDS, whether your parents have AIDS, whether your siblings have AIDS. So I'm keep active in doing the things that Ryan was doing and educating our young people about AIDS.
Perhaps more than any other icon in the history of popular music, Michael Jackson remains a charismatic but elusive figure of heated debate. But one fact will forever remain undisputed: his extraordinary talent for creating truly original music loved by millions. And despite setbacks that would have ended careers of lesser men, Michael Jackson's legion of fans remain as loyal today as they have ever been. His accomplishments as the king of pop during the 1980s will always remain some of the most impressive in music history.
Knew the love I would bring just happiness